You are listening to High Heels and High Chairs, voted the best online resource for busy moms who wish to stay strong, sexy, and centered in a world of spit up and sippy cups. Whether you're a new mom, a grandmom, a future mom, or somewhere in between, you'll love these priceless tips, tricks, and tools you will learn today. Here is your host, top female fat loss and hormone specialist, Dr. Michelle Sands.
Hey there, and welcome to day one of the series. I'm super excited today to bring to you a really valuable interview. I sit down with Brittney and we talk about how to really live toxin-free in a toxic world. So how to help yourself and your family avoid those toxic chemicals and substances that are really all around us. What to look for when you are shopping for food, for personal care products, for home cleaning supplies. What you're putting into and onto your body really matters. And Brittney really breaks it down. She gives us some simple and really usable tips that you guys can implement into your day right away. So this is a super important topic to me, and it's really close to my heart because it does cause so many of the illnesses that I see coming through my clinic. So hope you guys sit tight, relax, and really enjoy this interview with Brittney, and be sure to download her free gift. I'll see you on the other side.
Hi, and welcome back to High Heels and High Chairs, where we are talking about how to stay strong, sexy, and centered in a world of sit-up and sippy cups. I'm your host, Dr. Michelle Sands, and today we have with us a really phenomenal guest. She is an amazing woman. She's a mom of 3 beautiful children. She's an author, a speaker, she's a professional network marketer, and she's an activist as well. She really puts her whole heart and soul behind what she does, and what she does is empower moms and families to really take a look at the world as it is and really opt out of that toxic system that we have so that they can really live healthier and happier lives. She has a book out which is called Silent Scandal, Stop the Toxic Attack on Our Bodies. And that's kind of the topic we're going to be talking about today. One of the reasons why I had her on is because she really is so passionate about really helping families to step outside of what's going on in the world today and really take control of their lives and their health, and ways that we can do it that aren't going to really take a degree to learn how to avoid these things and just implement it into our lifestyle. So Brittney, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Michelle, for having me on. It is an honor and a privilege to be here with you today.
Oh, thank you so much. I really just love your passion behind everything you do. I know it stems out of your love for your children and your family. But can you give us a little bit of background of what got you started in your passion and drive for fitness and health, and how you got to where you are today?
Absolutely. I'd love to share that. Well, it's been a journey for me, and I think it really is a journey for all of us when we start on the health and wellness path. And it's definitely not a overnight thing where you learn everything at once. But for me, I was raised in a really holistic-centered household. And then when I got into my teens, I actually faced a lot of personal challenges and got really addicted to substances and things that were not very good for my body. And at the time I was 16, I was what I would call a full-blown drug addict at that time. And so I knew that I needed to make changes in my life, and I had a very scary experience happen to me that I actually talk about in detail in my book that really was a pivotal moment that shifted everything for me. But at 16, I made the decision to become clean and sober and to get my body and my health back on track. And I really vowed, I'm a spiritual person, and I vowed to God that, if my body and mind were to be healed again, that I would spend the rest of my life empowering others to heal theirs. And so that was like the catalyst that really led me into the life that I lead now. So for any of the listeners, on the line or listening to the recording of this, no matter what you've been through in your life, it can be either the greatest blessing or the greatest curse, depending on how we look at it. And I just really took the challenges in my life and funneled them into a passion to serve and uplift the world. And so that's really where it started from. And I spent, all of my late teens and early 20s really studying the art of detoxing the body and the mind and the spirit and what that meant, and then really getting involved with our food industry and what was happening there. And then also with that came, finding out about our pharmaceutical industry and what was in our homes that was toxic. So it just was a winding path that kept, ever changing and growing. But it's something that, I like to share with people because I know everyone has their challenges and situations that they might be embarrassed about or whatever in terms of their health. And so I speak to that a lot about the addictions that I did have and how it helped me become, healthy and live into a really empowering life now. So that's a little bit about my journey.
Yeah. Such a beautiful story. It's really a refreshing story to know that you came from really such a low and then took your conviction to really better yourself, to fuel you to help other people better theirs. And no matter what your starting point is, correct? Like what people listening, no matter if you are really into health or if you just know that you want to kind of start getting into health, there's a lot of moms listening who maybe kind of took for granted the fact that they were getting by without putting too much work in, but now they have children and they really want to set their kids up for the best life. So, it's really nice to know that no matter what the starting point is, there's always the ending point is always within reach.
Absolutely. I think that we can reset our starting point every single day when we open our eyes. We get this, new gift to be able to take our health and our life to the next level. And it really just starts with doing something different one day at a time. I know so many people that I connect with are really scared to become healthy because they think it's so challenging or it's so overwhelming and they don't know where to start. And what I always like to assist people to do is just start to change one thing at a time. Just start to shift this here and that there, and then slowly but surely it'll start to become your new habit. And that's something that I'm really passionate about teaching people because as a mom, it is overwhelming. And, it's hard to find time sometimes to take care of yourself and eat healthy and exercise and do all these things that we know we need to do, but how the heck are we supposed to figure that out when we're taking care of other human beings? And I believe you can. I believe there's a balance, but it's just doing those little steps here and there every single day over and over again.
Yeah, and, it's, as a mom, it's often difficult because, kids don't come with instructions. And with, our modern society, the instructions that you get are often to use and feed them and furnish the house and to put a lot of things that we know are toxic for our children and for our bodies. So I know it's kind of a scary topic, detoxifying, because you as you start to get into detoxifying, you learn about all the toxins that are in the things that are all around us. And so it can be scary and it can be overwhelming. So for moms who know that they want to start, let's first go into like the food. Like, what do we need to look for in what we're feeding ourselves and what we're feeding our children?
That's a great question. Well, for me personally, I'm a big ingredients person, and what I always teach my clients and the people I coach on my team is you're not going to shift everything overnight like we've been talking about. It's really a step-by-step process, but it's becoming what I call an educated consumer, because I really believe that every time we go and buy something, we're voting. We're either voting for foods that are making our bodies sick and have diseases, or we're voting for foods and products that are going to empower us and make us healthier. And it can be a circus out there, right? There's so much information being flooded out. We don't know what's healthy, and all these things are labeled as natural, but they're not really natural. So I always try to empower people to just start to read and to just ask questions and look at the packaging on things before you buy it. And if it's sold on television, if it's on TV, we don't buy it in our house. That's kind of my motto, because if it's sold on television or in mainstream media, most likely it is filled with toxins that were never meant to go into our system. So we're brainwashed as a society to just, okay, when we're at Target, we're going to pick the brands that we've seen on TV and in media, right? Because that's what they want us to buy. But those aren't always the healthiest choices. So it's really starting from a place of, hey, I'm going to open my pantry and I'm going to start to turn those labels around, and I'm going to start to look at, okay, what in my household is genetically modified? Okay, and that's a whole, rabbit hole to fall down, but you can break it down. You can make it really easy by just looking for products that contain things like soy and canola and hydrogenated oils and things like that, high fructose corn syrup. All of those ingredients are very toxic, and they're found in almost all packaged goods that are marketed towards families and children. So just even being aware of those simple things and making it a priority to get those out of your house, you're going to start to see some health benefits with your family. So it doesn't have to be this massive overhaul. It can just start to be, hey, I'm going to start to read labels, and I'm going to just be aware when I go to the grocery store.
I love it. That's very simplistic thing, and I love that you pointed out soy. And those are the top 4 that I always recommend to my patients as well to get rid of. Soy, almost all soy in our country is genetically modified. And soy, there are people who think soy is healthy, and it is healthy in its natural form used in very, very small amounts. Because if you look at the Asian cultures, this is always the argument. Well, Asian cultures are so healthy and they eat soy all the time. How they're eating their soy, it's a natural organic soy that hasn't been adulterated and turned into milk or turned into all these weird things that we use. And they're using very, very small amounts like condiments. And so when we're drinking gallons of soy milk and we're having tofurkey and soy hot dogs and soy this and soy that, it's really toxic to our system. So soy is a great one to look for. And it's canola oil and hydrogenated oils. They're not real oils, and our body can't recognize those. And it's toxins. So and then of course the high fructose corn syrup, which unfortunately is in all those brightly colored sweet treats that are sold to our children. Yes. So those are great. And I love that you said turn the packages around, because one common misconception that I hear all the time is when the products have on the front, it'll say healthy or whole grain or high fiber, all these catchphrases. Who cares what it says on the front, right? Like you said, turn it around, look at the back, and look at those ingredients, and hopefully you recognize what's in the ingredients, and then definitely avoid those. So that is a great tip. I love that. So that's a great place to start with food. Now, we often we think about what we're putting in our body, and we always go to food as what we're putting in our body, but what about personal care products, things that we're using around our home? Because those are going into our bodies as well. Do you have any tips on that?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I was actually I was speaking at a seminar this weekend, and it was all to families and young children, and we were talking about the personal care product aspect, because a lot of people start to clean out their food and they start to do that sort of detox, and they're, switching from conventionally grown produce to organic, which is fantastic. And I do encourage everyone to do things like that. But then they're going home and then they're washing their bodies in toxic soap. They're putting toxic deodorants under their armpits all day. They're putting, toxic baby products on their children. So it's important to know that your skin is the largest organ in your body, and anything that you put on your cells, on your skin cells, it's going to filter through your system. And depending on your system, it can be anywhere between 15 minutes to an hour for your liver to have to process what you put on your skin. And most people are not aware of that. They're like, what? Oh my goodness. So just little things like coconut oil, organic coconut oil, you can find that in every single room in my house. And we use that for everything. We use it for diaper rash cream. We use it for sunscreen sometimes. We use it for hair products. We use it for clean. There's cooking, all sorts of things that you can use organic coconut oil for. And that's a great alternative to something that's more toxic, like a lotion or something that has parabens or sulfates or bad things in it. So it's just really simple, little eye-opening switches that you can make that's not going to cost you, hundreds of dollars. It's just going to be replacing, what you're currently using. So the things that I always look for in personal care products are, we don't buy anything with parabens. We don't buy anything with sulfates. I will look at the back of everything that I buy, and if there's a ton of ingredients that I can't pronounce or that just sound super chemically, just sound like a bunch of chemicals all batched together, then I will opt out of that. I won't purchase that product. So even when I go to Target, the majority of the products that we buy are organic, or now you have to be careful with natural, because we talked about this with food. The same thing is true with body care products. There's going to be all these companies that know that you're confused as a consumer, and they're going to know that natural and organic, quote unquote, is a trend, and they're going to try to capitalize on that. So they're going to try to confuse you on their marketing ploy on the front of the product, all natural. And that's why you have to really start to be aware and read, well, okay, is it all natural? What's the first ingredient? Turn it over. Yeah. Look at it for your shampoos. And, one of the things that I want to say really quick, because this is so big for women, it's something I'm really passionate about getting women to change, is their deodorant. Because the number one ingredient in conventional deodorants, whether it be, Secret or Dove or any of those things, is aluminum. And aluminum is linked to breast cancer, and you are constantly shoving aluminum into your armpit, into a very porous region of your body, and you're soaking those products in all day. So one of the first things you can do if you want to start to detoxify your personal home care is to switch your deodorant and get off conventional deodorant and start to use natural deodorants that will not be doing that. They will not be clogging the pores and filling the pores with aluminum. So that's a simple step you can take right there.
And that's huge, right? Aluminum not only linked to breast cancer, but also to neurological diseases, brain problems, mood issues. That is a huge one. And it's so sad because you're right underneath your armpits, and also the skin of your arms. That's often where we'll apply, hormone creams, because it's a very great way to get it into your body. So we often think when we're putting lotions on our skin that they're going to really penetrate into our system like food does, but sometimes it's actually a better delivery system because it bypasses your digestion. So a great little thing to try, if you don't believe me, is if you take some garlic and you rub it on the bottoms of your feet, you will taste it shortly after, and that's how quick it goes through your system. So that's a great tip. It is often something that does get overlooked, and I love that you pointed out coconut oil, because we too have coconut oil in every room of our house. And coconut oil, it's actually, a lot of times when you try to do things healthier and cleaner for your body and your system, it costs you more money. But coconut oil is very inexpensive, and it replaces so many products that you have
so many things, right?
Yeah. Yes, and it gets to the point where it's just easier because you just, grab the coconut oil, and, my family knows to use it for everything now. It's beautiful. It works oftentimes better than the commercial products, like the diaper rashes. That's coconut oil mixed with a few other components actually works better than any diaper rash cream I've seen.
Absolutely, and even for cuts and scrapes, and I started to get into looking into, obviously, sunscreens is a big thing. So most of the sunscreens on the market, cause skin cancer rather than prevent it. Most people aren't aware of that, So I started to look into coconut oil. If you mix coconut oil with a couple other essential oils like carrot seed oil, you can actually make an SPF of almost 50 that's non-toxic, and it's very moisturizing to the skin. So I just actually ordered a new batch of carrot seed oil, and I'm going to be making our sunscreens for this coming summer season. And, so maybe you don't have time to do that and you're super busy, Mom. That's okay. We're just trying to give you tips here today but you can have a jar by the side of the bed, and every time your child has, even if your kid has eczema or different skin rashes that are really prevalent right now in our society, coconut oil is antibacterial, antifungal, and it's so moisturizing. So that's a great tip.
And this show is not sponsored by coconut oil, but it sounds like it is, right? Because we're just praising coconut oil. But the beautiful thing is it's a natural, organically growing compound that nobody makes a lot of money on, which is why you don't see commercials for coconut oil, because no one's patenting coconut. It's so funny how, sometimes back to the basics is all we really need. And I love that all these tips have been really easy to implement and really doesn't take a lot of knowledge or a lot of hard work. So I know what I'd love to do, because you have a lot of great tips. If we can just go through your morning routine, maybe with yourself and your children, and how you guys avoid whereas maybe people wake up and brush their teeth with conventional toothpaste and then go have a bowl of Cheerios, what you guys do instead.
Absolutely. Well, the first thing that I do when I wake up is I drink water before I do anything else. Your body has been basically dehydrated all night. Most people don't drink water throughout the night. I do right now because I'm up nursing my 7-week-old, but the majority of people are sleeping through the night, and their bodies are really dehydrated, and they've also kind of been fasting throughout the night, right? So I wake up in the morning, and the first thing I do is drink at least 8 ounces of water. A lot of times I will add lemon or sometimes cayenne pepper to it just first thing in the morning to kind of reset my system. We do a nutritional program in our house. It's a superfood nutrition program that I know that you're familiar with too. It's called Isogenics, and so that is how we start our morning. My kids have been raised on this superfood. They have a shake every single morning with their greens and their vitamins. They love it. They line up at the cabinet waiting they take a digestive enzyme, they take their kids' vitamins, they take a vitamin C and a probiotic. And so that is how they start their day with their shake and with their little isogenic smoothie. They might have some organic fruit. Sometimes they want some granola or something on the side. It kind of depends on how hungry they are in the morning. But it's so quick and easy. It takes me about 30 seconds to make their breakfast versus 30 minutes to make, a batch of eggs or whatever people are making in the morning. And they love it. They love the way it tastes. They're very passionate about how they like their shakes. Each child likes their shake a little bit different, but it's easy as a mom, and so my breakfast routine with packing their lunches that are filled with organic food and getting them into the car, that whole entire process of packing lunches is only about 20 minutes. So it's really not that long. Yeah, so you can absolutely do that. And if people have questions about that system, they can absolutely connect with me. I coach a lot of women and families through that. I specialize in that. I've been doing it for 8 years. So that's a huge part of our routine. And then, sometimes I do drink coffee on occasion. I don't have it every single morning, but we drink a organic coffee that's low acid that actually has our favorite thing, Michelle, coconut oil. And trace minerals. There's that word again, and trace minerals in it. So I might have like a half a cup of that, or I'll have like a yerba mate tea with some organic raw honey. So that's kind of how we start our day. And, it really makes the rest of our day work smoothly in terms of what we eat, because how you start your morning is how you will start the rest of the day. So if you're starting your morning with unhealthy habits, in chaos, in overwhelm, that's going to take you through your entire day. That energy is going to, just spill over into lunchtime, dinner time. So we really make it a point and a priority to put good things in our body first thing in the morning. And that way the rest of the day we're able to stay on top of our nutrition and our health.
That's beautiful. I love that everybody is having the same breakfast, and it doesn't require a lot of cleanup. It doesn't require a lot of prep, and it's so ultra nutritious. It's actually something that for a very long time now I've been recommending to all of my patients and clients, is to start the day with a shake, like a superfood shake that's easy. Because like you said, the last thing you want to do is start your day rushing around frantically. The second worst thing you could do is to start your day with no fuel, especially for those who have hormonal issues or adrenal fatigue or any of those blood sugar issues. If you start your day without having a really good balanced breakfast, then you're going to put your body into the starvation, the stress panic mode, because it thinks it's starving, and your hormones are just going to go haywire and your blood sugars are crazy, and then that's going to affect your mood and your ability to focus and just your ability to be present. Even if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're present with your own children, you're going to start getting upset with them for no reason. So yeah, the breakfast shake.
Absolutely.
What I'm also interested in is, you said you packed your lunches. So for a lot of moms come to me, my son's only one, so I don't have this experience yet, but packing lunches can be difficult because a lot of times the foods that you think of that are easy to tote along for your children are the ones that are processed and packaged. So what's a typical lunch that you might pack?
Right. So I always make sure that there are real foods in their lunches, and we don't do school lunches. I don't allow them to eat school lunches because I believe that the food that's being served at school is totally toxic and not meant to go in any child's body. So that's just my personal view. And because I feel so strongly about that, I will spend the extra 10 minutes that it takes to make them a lunch rather than just give them money to buy. So that's just a personal choice that I've made in my household. It's not anything that I would ever, it's a no compromise policy. I'll say that. Okay.
Sure.
But we do, my kids, my little one, my 3-year-old right now, she goes to preschool a couple days a week, and then my 7-year-old's in school full time. But they love their jelly sandwiches. Okay, so not the most extravagant thing, but they love it. And, it's very filling, but we do it in a healthy way because peanut butter and jelly isn't always healthy depending on what brands you're buying. So we buy an organic sprouted grain bread. The brand that we buy specifically is Ezekiel, or I just found another brand I really like called Dave's Bread, and you can buy it at Whole Foods, and it's full of protein, and it's got, nuts and seeds and all this really great stuff on it. And we'll do either organic almond butter or organic peanut butter with an organic jelly. Now, it's important that it's organic because jelly, the second ingredient, almost all conventional jelly, is high fructose corn syrup, which we talked about earlier, and then you're dealing with also a genetically modified sugar. So we don't have that in our house. So you can do conventional things that maybe you grew up on that you're maybe thinking right now, okay, that's not the healthiest choice. You can make it healthy. You can make it simple and healthy. You just need to buy different brands. Like, get rid of the Sippy, get rid of the processed peanut butter that's full of the junk, and just replace it with a natural version of that. And it's still going to be a quick, easy meal. So we'll do that. We always have a vegetable and we always have a fruit. So whether it's sliced carrots and celery or steamed broccoli from the dinner for the night before, I always try to make extra steamed veggies from our dinner so that I can throw those in their lunch. They love to eat cold steamed veggies. My kids are, different because they've been raised on this stuff, so they actually like.
My son at 1 year old eats cold steamed veggies also because I refuse to be the mom with the Cheerios, and so. Yeah, I mean, I do the same exact thing, and I love that tip. That's why I'm interjecting here, is that when you're cooking already, like, cook extra of those vegetables, those sides that can be repurposed as snacks, even for yourself and for your kids, because that's going to be your easy grab and go. And I love that you just said that because it's exactly what I do.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, too, like, I always, if I know I'm going to make a big dinner, if we do a stir fry or if we do something, we always make a lot of vegetables in our meals. I will always make extra for my lunch the next day, so I don't have to stress about what the heck am I going to eat for lunch. And then I can put those veggies into their meal. And they might have something fun on the side. Okay, so what does the fun food look like? It might be organic, popped, homemade popcorn. My kids love popcorn. You can get non-GMO organic popcorn. You can make it ahead of time. You can put it in a little baggie for them. So that's a fun snack. They love rice cakes and things like that. So there's always healthy additions to the junk that people are eating. So you just kind of look at your diet right now and say, what could I switch out that's quick and easy like this, but it's more whole food based? And I guarantee you'll find some options with that that's quick and easy.
I love that because with the organic ones, also for your children, you're not getting those food colors and those dyes and those colors that are linked to so many behavioral issues. So I think that, like, taking this time to do that, like by taking that 10 minutes, you said, or sometimes it's probably less, to make that meal, you're really setting your child up to have a more focused, productive day at school. So I love how easy all of these tips are. Because when we started our conversation a little bit before we got started recording, I was talking about the reason why I wanted Brittney on is because she really embodies with, like, to live this lifestyle that a lot of people are scared. A lot of moms are scared that they're going to have to get a degree in detoxing, or it's going to just take a lot of time and money. And, like, nothing we've talked about is really going to take very much extra time and money. In fact, it might even save money. Especially like the superfood shake, like that is definitely going to save you money when it comes to getting all that nutrition into the system. That's super, like that's totally going to save you money. Making the extra vegetables at dinner, that's going to save you time. The coconut oil is going to save you a lot of time, money, buying all those different products to clean your house. So I just think this has been really phenomenal and just a great learning experience for a lot of people listening.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, like I said, it just comes down to you making the decision, hey, I'm going to just start to be more aware and just, trying different things. My schedule might not work for your family, but it's just being open to the process of changing and knowing that if you take care of your body on the front end, it's going to cost you much less than having to take care of your body on the back end. And what I mean by that is if you don't take care of your body now, you're going to at some point get sick, and being sick costs a lot more money than being healthy. So we have that choice. Sure. Are we going to pay for it up front and live healthy, amazing lives, or are we going to pay for it on the back end? So, yeah, it's important to know that.
Totally. It's a lot less fun to be sick, too. It's a lot less rewarding. So, Brittney, you have an amazing free gift. It's an ebook that you put together. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, one of my passions obviously is working with moms and families and women and children, and just really empowering them to get in tune with their bodies. So my free gift to you guys today is my ebook. It's called Messages from Your Body, 10 Simple Steps from Your Body to You. 10 Simple Messages from Your Body to You. And what it's about, it's really, I believe our bodies are always trying to communicate with us, but we're so checked out because our society has taught us to be checked out and looking at our phones and watching TV and stuck in traffic or, whatever the distraction is. But if we just stop and take a breath and really tune back into who we are as amazing, powerful beings, our body is going to tell us what we need. So in that ebook, you're going to find 10 little gifts of how you can start to reframe your mindset in regards to your health, and what are some of the little cues that your body might be giving you that you weren't listening to prior, so that you can live a healthy, happy, free life.
Awesome. That sounds wonderful. And I think that a lot of times when we are consuming all these toxins in our environment and in our food, a lot of times it's hard to hear those messages from our body. Like they get muted. And so I think you're putting these practices that you spoke about into practice, and then, with the help of this ebook, I think it'd be really a great experience to just be more mindful and more present with yourself and also your family. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. It was a pleasure to be on. And for those of you that do want to receive my free gift, you can just go directly on my website. It's www.brittneycara.com, and you'll see the little message there that you can download your free ebook when you join my list. So love to be able to share that with you guys today.
Oh, wonderful. And I'll also put a link right next to this interview, and then I'll also put a link, it's the same link to Brittney's website, and also a link to her book. Can you just tell us a little bit about your book real quick before you go?
Yes.
I think it's very interesting.
Absolutely. Well, it's called The Silent Scandal, Stop the Toxic Attack on Our Bodies, and I wrote it several years back because I was so angry as a mom that our food system was so distraught and our pharmaceutical system was so corrupt and toxic, and how that was really affecting families. And so I wanted to create a guidebook to basically take all of the frustration and all of the not knowing what to do off the table, like what we've been talking about today, Michelle. It is a guidebook to detoxify every aspect of your life in much more detail than we had time to really get into today. But it's gonna go deep into looking at the pharmaceutical industry and what's happening there. I'm very passionate about that issue. If you do want to know more about that issue, you can follow me on Facebook. I do post information about what's happening right now with that. It's going to go into the food industry, and it's going to go into your mindset, like we were just talking about, like how do you talk to your body? How do you kind of reset your mindset about health? And it's also going to go into, what do you clean your floors with? What's in your medicine cabinet that might be killing you instead of making you healthy? So it's going to give people little stepping stones to start to empower them to do research on their own, which is ultimately what we all need to be doing right now, is really taking charge of our health.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for providing such great resources. You're just such a ray of sunshine and just a glimmer of light in what could be a very dark world. So thank you so much again for being here, for sharing all of your knowledge and gifts with us. And thank you, everybody, for listening. It's been just a pleasure listening to Brittney. I hope that you guys received a great value out of this conversation as much as I did. So we will be back here again tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderfully happy, healthy, and hot day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you got a lot of value out of this. I know that I did. I want you to open up to the possibility of making this new year the greatest opportunity you have had so far to improve your life. This is about breaking out of paradigms. It's about learning the art of living. It's about honoring who you are as a woman as you discover who you are as a mother. It's about taking care of your body, mind, and spirit so that you can better take care of your family, and being a shining example, a role model, if you will, for your children so that they can grow up to be healthy, happy, and successful. I promise to continue to bring you educational, empowering, and inspiring content to help you achieve the body that you dream about and the life you are meant to live. Stay tuned for more value-packed interviews during the summit and be sure. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you received a lot of value out of this interview. I know that I did. I want you to open up to the possibility of making this new year the greatest opportunity that you have had so far to improve your life. This is about breaking out of paradigms. It's about learning the art of living. It is about honoring who you are as a woman as you discover who you are as a mother. It is about taking care of your body, mind, and spirit so that you can take better care of your family and be a shining example, a role model for your children so that they can grow up to be healthy, happy, and successful. I promise to continue to bring you educational, empowering, and inspiring content to help you achieve the body that you dream about and the life that you are meant to live. Stay tuned for more value-packed interviews and be sure to check out all the resources on my website, metabolicmama.com. Until next time, wishing you a happy, healthy, hot day. Take care, mamas. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you received a lot of value out of this interview. I know that I did. I want you to open up to the possibility of making this new year the greatest opportunity that you have had so far to improve your life. This is about breaking out of paradigms. It's about learning the art of living. It is about honoring who you are as a woman as you discover who you are as a mother. It is about taking care of your body, mind, and spirit so that you can take better care of your family and be a shining example, a role model for your children so that they can grow up to be healthy, happy, and successful. I promise to continue to bring you educational, empowering, and inspiring content to help you achieve the body that you dream about and the life that you are meant to live. Stay tuned for more value-packed interviews, and be sure to check out all the resources on my website, metabolicmama.com. Until next time, wishing you a happy, healthy, hot day. Take care, mamas.